Presenting tomorrow? Use this emergency communication kit. A room full of people that matter, and suddenly your brain decides not to work. If you have 30 minutes and a notepad, you can walk into that room ready. I'm Michael Bruner. I help technical professionals move ideas through organizations so that they actually land. In this video, I'll walk you through a simple, proven method to prepare you for a high-stakes meeting when time is short. No fluff, no theory, just moves that work under pressure. Let me show you what this looks like. You're presenting tomorrow, a room full of important people, and you're not prepared. They say that the fear of public speaking is right up there with the fear of death. And at this moment, that feels about right. And panic is expensive. You pay the penalty for panic 4 times. First, preparation. It burns time you don't have. You can't focus, so you procrastinate, you distract yourself. Other work piles up and the stress compounds. Secondly, practice. You rehearse, but you rehearse the wrong things. You imagine everything that could go wrong. You forgetting your place, the room going silent, you forget what to say. You remember what it felt like last time with sweaty palms and an unclear mind. Thirdly, panic disrupts your peace. A restless mind won't let you rest. When you don't feel ready, your brain won't let you off the hook. Fourthly, panic disrupts your presence. They call it stage fright for a reason. Some people freeze. Some people try to say everything. But what you really need in that room is to be present. And presence requires the confidence that comes from preparation. When anxiety kicks in, clarity disappears. And without clarity, you can't identify what's important to your audience. So you add everything. You build 30 slides, you add extra context. You try to rehearse a speech that no one, including you, can even follow. It looks like preparation. It isn't. It can add even more stress. Here's what I've found works: simplicity, structure, and preparation. This is the emergency communication kit. 4 steps, a trusted system that works. There's freedom in a trusted system. Let's jump into our 4-step system and get you productively prepared for your talk. Step 1, focus. Structure around one thing. Our first step is to drive clarity. Clarity around one key takeaway. What is the single most important thing you need your audience to think or to feel or to do differently when they leave that room? If you can name it in one sentence, you can build a presentation around it. Here's how to find it. Think about your audience, then write down a bullet point list about what you want them to think or feel or do. Then review it and circle the one thing that feels most important. That's your one thing. If narrowing to one thing stresses you out and it seems impossible, you can use up to 3, but that's the ceiling, not the floor. Now that one thing becomes the center of everything that follows. It's as easy as ABC. A, introduce your one thing and why it's important up front. B, bring that one thing to life with a story or an example. C, you close with that same one thing and tell them what to do next. That's your map. Part 2, support the spine. Now you have your ABC structure. The question is, where does it need support? You already have your one thing and your ABC structure around it. You've already done the hard part by figuring out the one thing your audience needs to hear. That's the center of gravity. Now in this step, we're just going to support what you already have standing. Think of it like stepping stones across a pond. You don't just leap to the other side, you move from one stone to the next across the pond till you've reached the other side. Your ABC structure gives you a way to organize your stepping stones. All you need is a few talking points or support for each one to guide you across. The simpler your stones, the easier the crossing. Here's what it looks like in practice. A mentor of mine gave a speech using this exact framework. His one thing: leaders are readers. And then a couple support points. An author spends their whole life reflecting and distilling their insights into writing a book. Secondly, that wisdom is available for you. For point B, he provided a personal story on how reading books changed his leadership. He closed with leaders are readers and asked us to commit to reading and apply that learning to our lives to improve our leadership. Drive to simplify your structure so it's easy to remember. Write your ABC outline in simple bullets on a note card or in your phone so it's easy to reference. It will be used to practice and an extra measure of security to boost your confident preparedness. If you're using slides, don't get overwhelmed. Keep them simple. Just a few slides aligned with your ABC structure and support points is all you need. The slides serve the map, not the other way around. Step 3, practice before the room. Now that you have the map, it's time to groove it in. First, repeat your ABC structure. How do you open? What's your support? How do you close? Next, it's time to recall the whole thing, including the stepping stone support. What are you going to say for each point? Recalling without reading your material strengthens those new neural pathways and makes recall under pressure better. Try to space out practice instead of cramming all in. You can and should do this anywhere and everywhere. While brushing your teeth, while getting dressed, when you're eating breakfast, when you're commuting to work, when you're getting coffee, or my favorite, on a walk. Next, say it out loud. Don't make the first time you put the words together out loud in front of the audience. You can say it out loud in front of a mirror, you can say it out loud in your car, or you can make your practice even more effective by videoing yourself on your smartphone and watching it back. Hearing your own voice and seeing yourself deliver builds a different kind of confidence than rehearsing in your head alone. What you're training is not only idea flow, it's words and pattern and pace and rhythm and energy. Build familiarity and really own the material and find your voice. Here's the practice trap. Most people rehearse failure. They play the bad scenario. They remember what happened one time. They imagine their sweaty palms or their shaky voice. They imagine forgetting what to say, losing their place, the room going silent. Your brain doesn't distinguish from imagined failure and real failure. It feels the same pain. It replays the pain and grooves it in more deeply. That's not helpful. That's conditioning yourself to fail. Instead, turn it on its head. Start with positive mental rehearsal. Close your eyes and walk through the presentation from start to finish. Visualize the room. Imagine where you are. See yourself moving through the stepping stones with confidence as you're connecting with the audience. Mental rehearsal is often where you discover gaps. If something doesn't work, that's okay. Just take note. Maybe you need a different word or a different transition or a different way to say it. That's mental rehearsal working. Refine the rough spots and the sticking points until it all flows smoothly in your head. Step 4, deliver. Breathe first, then begin. When you've worked the first 3 steps, the work is done. Give yourself permission to set it down. Get some rest and show up your best self. Overthinking after the work is done doesn't sharpen your presentation. It drains the energy that you need to deliver it. You've prepared. Trust that preparation. If nervous energy is building as you walk in, don't try to suppress it, just redirect it. Redirect it positively as fuel by telling yourself, I'm excited. Humans can learn to operate under stress. And your first word isn't a word, it's a breath. That's how you start with presence. That means before you start to speak, you need to decide to breathe. Take a long, deep breath in through your nose and exhale slowly. When you take control of your breath, you take control of the parasympathetic nervous system. It's the part of your brain that keeps the prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain, online and the amygdala quiet. It's the biological on or off switch for fight or flight. One breath. That's the difference between starting in panic and starting with presence. From there, look at your audience, connect with them, and share your well-practiced one idea and why it's important. Then, all you have to do is move through your ABC stepping stones as you've laid out. You know the destination where you're going because you laid it out in step 1. That removes a significant cognitive load in the moment. You're not trying to think about what comes next. All you have to do is simply deliver what you've already decided it takes to get there. That frees your mind to do the one thing that matters most, to connect with the people in front of you in the room. The audience doesn't need perfection. They need you to be in the room with them. Connection beats perfection every time. Simplicity and structure are great servants under stress. So you can walk into that room ready and be fully present when it matters most.